Hello children, how are you all doing? Hope fine. Are you all happy staying in the house? I'm sure you are happy. Missing your school or no? Missing? Yes, you must be missing because you are not meeting your friends, not having fun with them. School was a time where not only studies but also other activities used to take place, and along with activities you used to meet your friends and do a lot of things with them, share your tiffin, all these things. But because of this severe problem taking place, we cannot now carry on with the school and have your studies inside the school premises, and you have to stay in the house. But we teachers are trying our level best in order to provide you all the things which are necessary for your studies. And how many of you all are serious about it? We had seen when we had a Google Meet with your parents complained that you were not serious at all and you were not doing your exercises. All these things are very much important for you. Don't take it very lightly that school is not opening. Who is there to see to all these things? Teachers are not there to scold us. So one thing you must remember, children, that you are studying for what? For yourselves or for your teachers? For yourselves. You must remember this. You will study and you will get all the opportunities in your later life, future life, and you will get better jobs if you are well educated. So I can't understand why someone has to force you to study. I hope you will be serious now. That's why I started the grades and all, and then soon all the children started sending their work to me. So in class 3, in class 4, you have studied similar lesson related to occupation. Followed? Like the works we do, learning about works in class 3 and 4, you have already studied. And now I am going to take up this lesson, changing trends in occupation. How occupations of the people changed from earlier days till today. What type of occupations people are following after something coming into the education or in farming, all such things. When we had a change, then people's occupation also changed. And what are those things? We are going to see in this lesson, changing trends in occupation. Machines came, electricity in the villages. All these things brought a big change in the occupation of people. So you're going to see all these things in the lesson. I hope you will enjoy the lesson, and I will take up this lesson in parts. The first part I am going to take up now, and you are going to see many things. So to show you those things, to explain to you all those things, I am going to take you to the screen. So you will see many things related to the lesson. You will read the lesson also. Reading is very important. You see, I am giving you exercises from in between the lesson. For what? For you to read the lesson. That is my purpose. If you find the answers from in between the lesson, definitely you will read 2, 3, 4 lines or one paragraph to find the answers. And that is going to help you a lot. So, I'm sure you're going to be good and you're going to be obedient, you're going to listen to the teachers and you're going to do your work seriously. You will not trouble your mother, your father, and you are going to stay in the house and do all the work related to your studies. Enjoy also. I'm not saying don't enjoy, don't have fun. Have fun, but devote time towards studies also. That's very, very necessary. So over to the screen and you will be good and always rocking, smiling. Bye. See the screen now. So children, you can see the screen. Welcome to lesson 7, Changing Trends in Occupation, part 1. Key points now you're going to see in this lesson. What all things you're going to see in the first part. Occupation in Odisha, occupations of villagers, migration of farmers to cities, mechanization of agriculture, Operation Flood. That only I will just give you the introduction. Later on in the next part I will explain the whole thing. Now this is the map of India and this is Odisha. Earlier it was known as Odisha, but now it has become Odisha. This is the separate map of Odisha and here it is situated in this part, in the eastern part of India, touching the Bay of Bengal. And we are going to see some of the occupations of Odisha. The main occupation of most villagers in Odisha is agriculture, means farming. Many of them are also engaged in non-agricultural activities. Non-agricultural activities which is not associated with agriculture, but we are doing other non-agriculture which is not agriculture, like animal husbandry. People tame the animals, keep the animals and they get milk and then they sell it in the market and this is how they earn their money. So this is one occupation and the other is mining. Mining different ores, taking out different ores. They blast and extract all the ores and then they are sent to factories to make it into different things. So industries like mining, already you have seen, then minerals, cement, paper, sugar, fertilizer, iron and steel, handloom, art and crafts. All these you know. Some of these like cement factory, you know, sugar factory, sugar is made there, paper factory, paper is made, fertilizer, the artificial manure that we use in the field, in the farms for the crops to grow well, then iron and steel, where iron and steel is made. All iron and steel and all cement we get from these mines. Followed? And then handloom industry, art and craft. We are going to see few of them. So minerals, these are the minerals which we get from inside the earth. We extract it by blasting and take it out. Some of them are very precious minerals, some are very useful ones, made into different things and then sold in the market. This is how people are earning their living. And then paper industry, where paper is made, and then different uses of paper. You all know what all things we need paper for. Then fertilizer industries. This is the fertilizer, the artificial manure made in these factories, and then it is used in the farms as artificial manure, and we do what? Get good crops. The farmers get good crops because of using this artificial fertilizer. Then handloom industry. Handloom industry means the cloth that we make by hand, with your hands. You see, you can have this industry even in your homes. The villagers can set up a loom where the cloth is made, and no machine. It is not run by machine. The hands are moving it, and that's why it is called hand loom, where cloth is made. Now you can see the unique handicrafts like patta chitra, sand art, metal work, silver filigree, stone carving, puppets and masks are in great demand by tourists, and hence the artisans are able to earn a decent living. You see, all these things which are mentioned, these occupations are carried on in Odisha, and the artists who are making all these things, they earn a very good living. Decent living means respectable living. They don't have to lead a poor life. Art and craft. These are the different art and craft. Many are there, only few you can see in the video. Then Hands of India, Patta Chitra, a spectacular art form of Odisha. This Patta means cloth, Chitra means the picture made on cloth. See the beautiful pictures made on cloth, then they frame all these things, or they use it as bed sheets, carpets, or any other thing, whatever they are making, or frames, beautiful frames to decorate the homes. Then this is the sand art. We have a very good sand art, international sand art competition in Odisha. It takes place, and you see here it is written, "Welcome to Odisha." So very beautiful, made at the beach. And then this is all metal work. The things made in metal like brass, silver, bronze, all these metals. Silver filigree. This is made on silver. This, you see, this is also a craft, and very fine work is done to make all these things on silver metal. And then stone carving, they make pillars, they make statues, and then frames to put in the buildings and all, like temples and other buildings, very important buildings, they decorate, they fix, and the building looks very beautiful. Next, you can see puppets. You all have seen puppet shows, Katputli. Many of you all have not seen also, maybe on TV or something, but actually on stage these puppets look very beautiful. These are dolls, and hanging ones, they hang with strings, and from behind the stage they have a curtain, and behind the curtain the people, they make these dolls dance, act, speak. They do everything. But this is an art. Slowly it's fading out, but we must not let it fade out. Nowadays hand puppets also we are getting to use in the schools and all, in order to teach the young kids, the young children, stories and all. So this is the mask used for different dances or some dramas or theatre, and also some masks are there which we use for making some thing for the school children, like acting and all. For them we use some masks like lion, tiger and all such type of masks also are made. Then these children, they use these masks for acting on stage and all. Occupations of villagers. Now we are going to see the villagers in the whole country of ours, how, what is their occupation and how the occupation they are earning money through the different occupations. In olden times, most Indian villagers were self-sufficient. Self-sufficient means they did not need anything. They were very well managed the money, whatever the income was coming for the family, they were able to use everything properly, and they didn't have anything to earn extra money to earn, go out and earn somewhere. The farmers depended on agriculture and animal husbandry. Agriculture means farming, and animal husbandry means to tame animals in order to use the milk, the hair and meat and whatever it is, goats and other farm animals also are used. They were involved in other activities when they had spare time. Spare time means when after all the farming and all was done, some other activities also they did in their free time, when they were free. Once the harvesting and sowing were over, like basket making, mat weaving, handicraft, etc. When the sowing and harvesting, cutting of the crops got over, they used that time when they were free to make baskets, to make the mats, and also to make different types of handicrafts made of hand, different art forms. Followed? Many other occupations depended on farming, like blacksmith and carpenter. Blacksmith, you all know, they do work with iron. Followed? They make different types of tools for the farmers. Farmers need many tools to do the farming, no? And then they make all those tools, and even the carpenter also doors, houses and so many other things they make for the farming, also used in the farms. All these things, the carpenter and blacksmith, their jobs were depending on the farming. If farming was good, their jobs also flourished, became better and better, and they could also earn money. But the dependence of many farmer families on a single piece of land, low productivity and low earnings forced many farmers to give up farming. The opportunities of earning from non-agricultural occupations like pottery, blacksmithery and weaving also decreased. Now you see, when the farmers did the farming, when they started farming, when they started their new life, they got married, then after a few years they had children. Then their children grew up, they got married, they had their children. Then their children grew up. So then the farmer's family became very big. Followed? And the land now was not sufficient for them. That single piece of land was not sufficient for them to earn a decent living. So there was low productivity, because many times when you use the land for sowing the seeds and farming and all, and you don't have money to use proper manure, so then the land does not give good crops. And low earnings means they could not earn very good money. Their earnings became less. So all these things forced them to give up farming, to leave farming. And other occupations which were depending on the farmers, on the farming, also became less, decreased. And they also could not earn enough money. Now, because you see, the farmers left farming, they were not satisfied. They could not provide all the necessary things for their children, for the family. And that's why they had to leave their village. So migration of farmers to cities. These farmers migrated, moved to the cities. Followed? And towns. As the opportunities of employment in rural areas decreased, they could not get good jobs in the rural areas. Their jobs became very much less and they could not earn enough money. So they moved where? To cities and towns. So many villagers started moving towards cities and towns in search of other occupations. Now you can imagine their condition when they moved to cities and towns, because they were not well educated in olden days. The farmers also were not going to school. They were depending totally, completely on farming. So they never felt the need of going to school, and that's why they lacked many things when they reached the towns and cities. Most of them lacked the skill and training for taking up jobs in factories, offices, etc. Could they get a good job in factories and offices? No. Because they didn't have the proper training, they didn't have expertise, they were not expert in any other jobs. So how they could get jobs in the factories and offices? So very low type of jobs they did. Hence they had to work as labor on construction sites. They worked as labor, carried the cement, carried the loads, carried the bricks on their heads and did such type of job. Then in dhabas, they worked in cooking, in washing the plates, in serving the people. They did such type of work. Plus they became rickshaw pullers also. They pulled the rickshaws. They got the rickshaws on rent and then they pulled the rickshaws, even auto rickshaws also. If they had sufficient money to pay rent to the auto owner, they took the autos also on rent and used the autos. Sadly, some of them even had to resort to begging. Very sad condition. Some of them who could not find jobs, but they had to fill their stomach. They had to earn money in order to provide all the necessary things to their family members. So they even begged on the roads. Very sad condition it is when people who were owners of some lands in their village, they were earning money, but the money was not sufficient for the family. But when they came to the towns and cities, they had to even beg. Now, many other occupations changed. The occupations in the farmers, the farming changed. Why? Because of mechanization of agriculture. Mechanization of agriculture means when the machines came in the farming. So, when machines came in the farming in agriculture, there was change in the occupations. Though many of the farmers, they lost their jobs, they could not earn much money, but some new occupations came out. Followed? The use of machines in agriculture brought a great change in occupations. A single machine replaced the labor of many workers. One single machine, which actually, when this machine did not come in the village, then that time many farmers or many laborers did the job in the farm. Maybe 50, 60, 70, 80, like that, they were doing the jobs. But when the machines came, one machine did hundreds of laborers' work in few minutes. So all those people who were working in the farm, they lost their jobs. The labor which was required in the farm was no more needed, because one person only was handling these machines, and he was only the person who earned the money. Many farm laborers lost their source of income. However, machines and electricity in villages also created some new occupations like tube well diggers, tractor drivers, salesmen, mechanics, etc. So, as I told you, that because of the coming of machines, many of the laborers lost their source of income. They could not earn money now. No money they were earning. But there was a different side also with the machines coming in the village, like some new occupations were created, like what? Tube well diggers. Tube wells from which we get water. We have to dig very deep hole inside. So these were the machines used, and then tube well diggers were needed. Then those tractors which came in the village, we needed tractor drivers. The farmers learned farming and they used the tractors, or they employed someone who knew to do this driving. Then salesmen. Now many farm equipments were sold in the village. So people to sell those farm equipments, salesmen were required who were selling all these things. So Machines and electricity changed the occupations. Now you see, electricity in villages also created some new occupations. Electricity came in the village and people needed electricians were needed, so this job was created and many more people were employed to handle the electricity department in the village. Operators and all, they were used to do all these work in the village. Mechanics in villages to repair farm equipments like tractors, harvesters, etc. Now when we are using machines, we are using different vehicles, different things to use in the fields, different equipments. So naturally, sometime or the other, they will get spoilt or they will be out of order. So we need someone to repair them. So mechanics were appointed and they came and they learnt, the farmers, many of them, they learnt to repair all these things, and then this is how mechanics also got some jobs. Do you know, Green Revolution increased agricultural production with the use of machines, good quality seeds, use of fertilizers, etc. Now what is Green Revolution? You see, when farmers started using the machines and very good quality seeds and the use of fertilizers in their farms, then what happened? Very good crops they got. The crops were very good and the food grains grew in plenty, abundance, so much that it was more than what was needed. So whatever they needed for themselves, they kept in the village and rest they sold, and this is what is called Green Revolution, when a great change took place in agriculture. Because of what? Because of the use of machines and good quality seeds and use of fertilizers. So Operation Flood, known as White Revolution also, why it started, only that part I am going to explain to you, and I will end over here. In earlier times, the farmer and his family looked after the milk giving animals on their farm. Those animals which give milk like sheep, cow, goat, buffaloes, all these give milk. So they earned money through these animals also by selling the milk and other milk products. The quality of animals and their feed were not very good. Means the animals were not so strong that they could give very good milk, and the food which was given to them was also not so good. Actually, even animals also need all different types of vitamins and tonics and so many things in order to give good milk and be healthy. But all these things were not provided to them. So that's why the quality of milk also was less. The quantity was less and not good. Quality was not good and quantity was less. As a result, the production of milk was low. So very little milk they were getting. So the quantity was very less, the milk quantity. Why? Because they were not getting proper food. The animals were not getting proper food to eat. the quality also decreased and the quantity also decreased. As a result, the production of milk was low. This is the meaning. The production of milk was less. Moreover, poor supply system created scarcity of milk in both the rural and urban areas. So the supply system which they adopted in supplying milk from door to door or to the cities, nearby cities or to nearby villages, it was not so good and efficient. And because of that, the milk production as it was very low, and now there was scarcity of milk. Milk was not sufficient now. Neither the rural areas got proper milk nor the urban areas. So, this is the end of part 1, children, and I will take up next part after few days. Till then, you read the book, you see the video, understand everything, whatever I have explained. All the difficult words you underline and find the meanings also. And all these things I will see when we have a Google Meet. Followed? That day I will see, and plus you will send me all the other exercises what I give you. You will send me after sending of after 2 days of sending. So for now, I'll take your leave, call it a day, and be happy and cheerful always. Have an awesome day. Look after everyone. Be caring, sharing, and be good to everybody. Obey your parents, obey all your teachers, your elders, respect everyone. This is what is wanted from you. Thank you.